Chapter number 3. Water. Water. Water is the most common liquid on the earth. Pure water has no smell, taste, or color. Lakes, oceans, and rivers are made of water. Precipitation is water that falls from the clouds. Many places, including cities and deserts, don't have as much water as people want. They built aqueducts to bring water there. Water is needed in our daily life for drinking, bathing, irrigation, industrial development, and maintaining balance of temperature on the earth. So, it is the most essential component for one's survival. Water cycle. Water covers nearly 3/4 of the Earth's surface. When we think of water, we think of rain, lakes, and rivers because they are a part of our daily lives. Water is also found in the atmosphere, underground, and in snow, ice, seas, and oceans. It is in constant motion and recycles itself through the water cycle. The water cycle is the continuous movement of water all around the earth. The water cycle is like a big circle and doesn't really have a starting point. There are 4 main stages involved in the water cycle. That is, evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and runoff. So, how does this cycle works? When the sun shines, the water from the oceans or lakes evaporates due to heat from the sun. When it evaporates, it turns into water vapor and goes up into the atmosphere. This water vapor combines with other water vapors and turns into a cloud. When clouds get dense, they drop the water back to the earth in some form of precipitation like rain, snow, hail, or sleet. When the water falls back down to the earth, it finds its way on the ground surface to puddles, streams, and rivers. Again, this water evaporates and the whole cycle starts again. Water is one of the world's most valuable resources and one that is becoming increasingly difficult to find in drinkable quality. All water in the world is subject to what is known as the water cycle, which is the process by which water moves in the atmosphere. Fresh and salty water. Most of the Earth's water is salty or permanently frozen. 95.1% of water on the Earth is estimated to be salt water. Fresh water constitutes only 4.9% of the total water present on the Earth. Fresh water is found in ice, lakes, rivers, streams, and underground. 0.01% of the Earth's water is found in rivers and lakes. No more. Dead Sea in Israel has a salinity of 45 parts per thousand. It is so salty that even fish do not survive there. The water of ocean is salty at certain places like Van Lake of Turkey, Dead Sea in between Jordan and Israel, and Sambhar Lake in Rajasthan. The salty nature of the water is due to salts like sodium chloride, calcium, magnesium, and other salts. Salty water is also called hard water. The properties of water are different at different places. At some places, the fluoride content is very high, like Shekhawati and South Rajasthan. If fluoride-containing water is used as a potable water, people suffer from diseases related to bones. Maximum distribution of water is done by pipelines and taps. At some places, wells and ponds are also used for water supply. Underground water. Groundwater is the water that seeps through rocks and soil and is stored below the ground. The rocks in which groundwater is stored are called aquifers. Aquifers are typically made up of gravel, sand, sandstone, or limestone. Water moves through these rocks because they have large connected spaces that make them permeable. The area where water fills the aquifer is called the saturated zone. The depth from the surface at which groundwater is found is called the water table. The water table can be as shallow as a foot below the ground, or it can be a few hundreds meters deep. Heavy rains can cause the water table to rise, and conversely, continuous extraction of groundwater can cause the level to fall. Cities and towns throughout the world have always developed near a water source. The high rate of industrial development in the last century has isolated and removed citizens from their water sources. Due to increased industrialization, water bodies such as rivers, lakes, and seas have been contaminated. There is also a dearth of knowledge regarding the presence of underground water. It is not surprising to find that many people do not know where their drinking water comes from. Water conservation and protection are challenges faced by all rural and urban communities on the earth. Water pollution. Water pollution is defined as the pollution of groundwater by toxic chemicals and biological agents that are found in the water in large quantities. This poses as a threat to human health and or the environment. Additionally, water pollution is also caused by chemicals introduced into the water bodies as a result of various human activities. Any amount of these chemicals pollutes the water. Reasons and effects of water pollution. Water pollution is caused due to several reasons. Here are a few major causes of water pollution. Sewage and wastewater. Sewage, garbage, and liquid waste of households, agricultural lands, and factories are discharged into lakes and rivers. These wastes contain harmful chemicals and toxins which make the water poisonous for aquatic animals and plants. Dumping. Dumping of solid wastes and litter in water bodies cause huge problems. Litters include glass, plastic, aluminium, styrofoam, etc. Different things take different amount of time to degrade in water. They affect aquatic plants and animals. Industrial waste. Industrial waste contains pollutants like asbestos, lead, mercury, and petrochemicals, which are extremely harmful to both people and environment. Industrial waste is discharged into lakes and rivers, making the water contaminated. Oil pollution. Seawater gets polluted due to oil spilled from ships and tankers while traveling. The spilled oil does not dissolve in water and forms a thick sludge, polluting the water and endangering aquatic life. Acid rain. Acid rain is pollution of water caused by air pollution. When the acidic particles caused by air pollution in the atmosphere mix with water vapor, it results in acid rain. No more. The Mississippi River carries around 1.5 million tons of pollution into the Gulf of Mexico every year. Global warming. Due to global warming, there is an increase in water temperature. This increase in temperature results in death of aquatic plants and animals. This also results in bleaching of coral reefs